What is up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another tips and predictions video here on the Cup Chasers. Last week was so up and down, you might say. Let's go ahead and get into those results. We got you right here. I'm going to click over. Yeah, so I did okay in the Premier League. Covered myself a little bit. I did get a FanDuel promo here with the Golden State Warriors, but that's neither here nor there. I was pretty close on some of these. I thought that it went okay. Won the Friday bet. That was fun, of course. The Wild Man, nope. And then some of these got a little hairy yesterday. At the time of this recording was the Arsenal-Newcastle game, and that was horrendous. And, of course, Spurs have just beaten Poole, so this right here did not go well either. But over on the prize picks, it was halfway decent. You see here, I got some wins, some losses. It kind of even out, so we're doing okay there. All right, people. It's the FA Cup third round when all of the Prem teams join the tournament. Couple of things to remember when predicting the Cup. Number one, teams may not play their strongest side. Number two, most sports books only do the money line on the 90 minutes, so look out for wagers to say that. Or if you prefer to add overtime, be sure to click the Arsenal to advance option instead of the money line because there are no replays in the FA Cup this year. Number three, the magic of the Cup means there will be some shockers in the works. And number four, there are a lot of fixtures, and if I do not list one, it's because the game is too hard to call or there's no clear winner, thus I am staying away. So go ahead and hit the like button for the third round of the game's most historic competition. Subscribe if you are new. Thanks for being here, of course. Let me know your predictions in the comments below, and let's dive right in. Alrighty, first up is Sheffield versus Cardiff. Alrighty, first up is Sheffield United versus Cardiff City. It's near the top of the championship versus second bottom. Cardiff have a horrible record away from home in the Cup, at least, and the Blades are going to win this one. Then we got Fulham versus Watford. Watford are struggling in the championship in ninth place. Inconsistent results, but of course will go strong. Fulham, however, will probably play a weakened side, but I still expect them to get it done. Fulham money line on that one. Everton are hosting Peterborough, and Peterborough leak goals but score a lot, which will encourage Everton. I expect a bit of a stronger lineup than most of the Prem teams from Sean Dyche. Peterborough are languishing 2 divisions below the Premier League, so I expect Everton to win at home. Aston Villa hosting West Ham. West Ham are in crisis mode. Julian Lopetegui has just been sacked. Looking like Graham Potter is coming in, kind of up in the air. I expect to see West Ham's strongest side. Conversely, Aston Villa know this, and Emery likes a cup competition, so I expect him to respond with a strong team as well, meaning Aston Villa are sure to win this one. Next up is Bristol City versus Wolves. No Mateus Cunha again, which was a hindrance against Forest, of course. They did struggle against the low block, which I do expect to see from Bristol City. However, Bristol City are atrocious away from home, but are much more robust at home. Issue is they have conceded a whole bunch this season. I tried to build a case for a shocker here, but I do expect Wolves to win a tough game. Sneaking suspicion that both teams will score, though. Wolves 3-1 sounds about right. Next up is Birmingham versus Lincoln City. Birmingham City are essentially a bad championship side as they were just relegated last season and are now crushing League One. Lincoln are a decent League One side. Birmingham are 18 games unbeaten versus Lincoln City, their longest run versus any team in club history, and Lincoln have a very poor FA Cup history in the third round as well. They only have a single away win in the league this season to go along with that, meaning Birmingham City to win this game. Liverpool are going to smash Accrington Stanley even with Klopp's kids. And that leads us on to the next one. Leicester versus Queen's Park Rangers. Leicester are trash right now and on a really poor run. They will play a relatively strong side, I imagine, looking to get a much-needed win for Ruud van Nistelrooy. QPR are in resurgent form after a horrific start to the season. They will bring everything they have and more to try to win this one, but are really bad on the road. This will be hotly contested, and I expect both teams to score the way the Foxes have been defending recently. They will struggle to get this one over the line, but I do expect a Leicester win. Both teams to score is probably the best bet. I'm not sure I'd make a money line bet either. Perhaps Leicester to advance because it might need extra time or pins. Nottingham Forest are hosting the Luton Town Hatters. Unfortunately for fans of the Hatters, after an exciting season in the Prem last year, Luton have been trash in the Championship, losing 10 straight on the road. Forest will play the B-side, but will still win comfortably. Brentford versus Plymouth Argyle. Plymouth last in the Championship, having just sacked your boy Wayne Rooney. And Brentford are strong at home, despite a couple of recent poor results. They're going to have way too much, even if they play the B side. Going to be far too strong at home. B's money line is a lock. Chelsea versus the Shrimps. They're going to be playing Morecambe at home under the lights. Morecambe are going to love it. Morecambe, I suppose, is how it's pronounced. Chelsea will be such favorites. You may not even get value on betting this one, but they will win the game. Bournemouth hosting West Bromwich Albion. West Brom are decent in the Championship this season, pushing for the playoffs. Lots of draws, though, and only 3 wins picked up on the road. It's going to be full strength from the Albion, but uncertain of the lineup from Bournemouth. I still do expect a Cherries victory on the South Coast as they've given a ton of teams issues this season. They are on an 8-game unbeaten run in all comps. Waiting to see how strong the lineups are before making wagers here, but I do expect Bournemouth to win. Could be tough, though, if they do play a weakened side. Norwich City hosting Brighton and Hove Albion, the Seagulls. Norwich are on a good run while Brighton have drawn 4 and lost 1 in the last 5. It is at Carrow Road, which makes things a bit spicier. Norwich have had goals in the Championship at home this season, and Brighton play an open style. I do expect the Gulls to take this one a bit more seriously than you might expect based on the fact that they need some positivity at the club and will recognize that, and this one could be tough. Again, on this, let's wait for the lineups to see how strong Brighton go, but I do expect them to pull one out in a tight game. Might be another one worthy of OT and pins, so the money line you might shy away from and do Brighton to advance instead. Both teams to score are probably good as well. Preston North End hosting Charlton Athletic. Not a lot to go on here, having only seen Preston play once, and they were not great. However, they are facing a team nearly 20 places below them in the pyramid. I do back Preston to win, but it could be spicy. Charlton have scored plenty of goals in their away FA Cup ties. Might stay away, but Preston should win. Next up, Reading is hosting Burnley. This one looks spicy as well, with Burnley being the away side. They are killing it in the Championship after relegation last year with Finn's company and look set to return next season. Reading are 6th in League One, however, having lost just once in 5 games. Burnley are unbeaten in 13 with some impressive away performances in there. Burnley should take care of business in this one. Exeter City hosting Oxford United. Oxford are languishing in the Championship, but so too are Exeter, not doing great in League One. I would lean Oxford just because they're higher in the pyramid, but both teams leak goals, and there could be an upset on the cards here. Might stay away, but Oxford are technically the better side. Could be goals in that one. Sunderland versus Stoke City. This one is intriguing because they have just played each other a couple of times. One at Stoke City, who came out 1-0 winners. But just 5 games before that, they were beaten at the Stadium of Light 2-1 by Sunderland, who are in a much better spot in the Championship and look really, really mean at home. It is tough to call a winner here, even though I expect Sunderland to get it done. Both teams is probably the best bet, but I'm leaning Sunderland to win as well. Maybe Sunderland to advance is a better bet. Leeds versus Harrogate Town. Might bet the over in this one. Leeds are going to smash them. The first article I found on Harrogate Town said it was a shock result that they beat Wrexham in the very first round of the tournament. Leeds are absolutely destroying it in the Championship. So the Leeds money line is a lock. Probably the over if it's not too crazy of a lineup. Leeds might play a weakened side, though, despite having plenty of rest until their next league game. Man City versus Salford. City walk, even with the kids, whom they might not even play. Not sure who's registered, but City are going to win that game. Coventry City is hosting Sheffield Wednesday. There will be goals. Lots of goals in the last few fixtures in this round for Coventry, who were semifinalists last year in the Cup. Of course, they will look to go on another run. Sheffield Wednesday are in a slightly better form and are 8 points better off in the championship. I do expect Coventry to win just because they're at home and have a good recent record of the competition, but it could be a great game. Both teams to score is a lock, but I'm leaning Coventry City, especially if they give a good line on them to advance. Hull City, the Tigers versus Doncaster. Neither team are in good form currently, but the home side are in the championship, struggling mightily, it must be said. Doncaster look uninspired in 7th in League 2. I would back Hull to advance, not knowing much about their playstyle, but I expect the goal from class will be way too much. Doncaster haven't been great away from home, and Hull will look to advance as a bright spot in an otherwise dismal campaign. Tamworth versus Tottenham Hotspur. Tamworth are in the National League. If Spurs lose this, it will be amazing. You might not even be able to get a line on this one, but obviously bet Spurs to win. Newcastle are hosting Bromley at St. James's Park. Newcastle will play a severely weakened lineup against middle of the table in League 2 Bromley, and they will still win. Money line for Newcastle. Ipswich Town hosting the Bristol Rovers. I do not expect Ipswich to rest many players despite lower league opposition. The Rovers aren't doing great in League 1, and so Ipswich are going to win the game despite maybe a weakened side, but I don't think they will. They're definitely going to look to win this one. And of course, we've made it to Arsenal versus Manchester United. I expect both teams to be very strong. I expect a similar game to the league game played out just a few weeks ago. The formula is actually there to play against both of these teams. Sit and counter against Arsenal and don't give away corners or free kicks. Conversely, let Man U have the ball and keep them in front of you and they can't hurt you. Make Onana hit it long and win the second ball. Man U will be inspired by the Anfield performance and have an extra few days of rest and training. I'm so jaded right now with Arsenal that I really don't have a lot of confidence that they will win this game. This could go either way. Both teams to score is likely, but I'm also not certain of that. Arsenal to advance is my heart pick, but I'm not certain at all. Alrighty, Crystal Palace hosting Stockport. Stockport coming up an abysmal run of 1 win in 7, leaving them 7th in League 1. Palace have little reason to rotate, so I expect a half-decent team to be put out. Palace all day long in this one. Southampton hosting Swansea City. The Saints are absolutely terrible this season, one of the worst Premier League teams we have ever seen. The Swans are mid-table in the championship, but are decent away from home and score goals. I do have a sneaking suspicion there might be an upset on the cards simply because I've actually seen the Saints and their abysmal play this season. Swansea being lower league still keeps me from backing them completely. However, both teams to score would be my bet here because I'm not even a little bit confident Southampton could beat a youth squad. The Swans are a bit of an unknown quantity for me, which is why I won't back them to advance. But if you're feeling froggy, this could be the most likely upset in the round. That leaves us with Millwall versus Dagenham and Redbridge. Millwall are 3 tiers above them in the pyramid. Both are mid-table in their leagues, but I expect Millwall to handle business at home. So there you have it. The FA Cup third round promises some good action and some good value. Now, of course, we'll take a look at some of the other fixtures outside of England this weekend. Alrighty, so we'll have a Friday bet here at the Cup Chasers in Serie A. Lazio host Como, whom they will beat. The only other games to look at are in France. Monaco away to Nantes is a Monaco victory, and Lille should beat Auxerre, who can be a tough proposition at home, but I expect Lille to just edge it. The moneyline parlay is Lazio, Monaco, and Lille all to win. Saturday in La Liga, some close ones if you're feeling froggy. Girona should beat Alaves, but they are tough at home. Betis should beat Valladolid, but again, Betis are away, so could be tough. And Sevilla should beat Valencia as well, but they have been so inconsistent this season. I'm not hugely confident on that one. If you're feeling froggy, it's Girona, Betis, and Sevilla all to win in La Liga. Saturday in the Bundesliga, you have Mainz to beat last place Bochum, and Freiburg should beat second to last place Holstein Kiel. Frankfurt should handle St. Pauli as well, but that could be a little bit tougher as they are the away side. While it's never a bad bet to go with Bayern Munich to win in the Bundesliga, they are away to Mönchengladbach, who will give them a tough game. So it's Mainz, Freiburg, Frankfurt, and Bayern all to win if you're feeling froggy, or some combination of those. In Italy, it's the Turin derby where Juventus should handle business despite being the away team. AC Milan should beat Cagliari, and Atalanta should beat Udinese, but that will be a very tough game. Might do both teams to score, but Atalanta are the better side. You're feeling froggy bet as Juve money line, Milan money line, both teams to score, or the Atalanta money line. Looking to France, Lyon should beat Brest, but will it be a difficult game on Saturday? And expect Marseille to defeat Stade Rennais. Ajax will definitely win on Saturday in Holland, while PSV and Alkmaar will have goals. Ajax moneyline and both teams to score in the PSV game. Barring a couple of wild upsets, there will be a Clásico on Sunday where both Barcelona and Real Madrid to score is a lock. Atletico Madrid are going to beat Osasuna on Sunday in La Liga. Inter and Napoli will both win on Sunday in Serie A, and I expect Lens and PSG to win in France. Twente should win, but it will be tough against Willem in the Netherlands. Feyenoord are playing Utrecht, where I would bet the house that both teams will score. The only other game worth noting is that Fiorentina should beat Monza on Monday in the Serie A. Wow. What a weekend of football we have on the cards. It's the magic of the FA Cup as well as the other leagues around Europe resuming from the winter break, the Spanish Supercopa to boot. I'm excited for this one, to say the least. Remember that you don't have to put your bets together the same way I have. Also, remember to be aware that lineups change and personnel definitely affects the outcomes greatly, so wait for those to drop for your fantasy picks, your prize picks style bets. And of course, gamble responsibly out there, people. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'm out.